Coming up on Friday, May 31st, is the six-man All-Star Football Shootout. It's Wyoming against Nebraska over in Shadron, Nebraska. Again, it's been there for the last few years, and pleased to be joined by Wyoming team head coach Trent Aagard of six-man state champion Burlington. You get the privilege as the state champion head coach to coach this team. Are you looking forward to it, Trent?
Yeah, it's an exciting opportunity. It's a good opportunity. Um, you've been coaching against these kids for a lot of years, and it's you see what they can do, and then it's kind of fun to have them on your team all of a sudden.
Yeah. Talk about that process just real quick. How is it for you as the head coach, and then you get your assistants on your staff, which are a couple on your staff and then primarily a couple other head coaches. But how do you guys go about putting the all stars together?
Um, you know, you just kind of get a list of all the seniors that are interested in playing, and it's actually kind of a tough process because there's a lot of kids that deserve it and a lot of good athletes, and unfortunately, not room for everybody. Usually, you kind of start with maybe your all staters just because they're kind of probably your consensus kids, and then all conference and kind of fill in from there. And coaches just kind of weigh in on what they think we need, and size wise or position wise, and then just try to get as good a team as we can.
Speaking of that, what are you looking forward to the most in this experience with this group of 18 guys that you've assembled?
Oh man, we got a lot of athletes from Team Wyoming this year between, Michaels from us and Tremblay from Du Bois and Seth from Little Snake and Quaid from Encampment. And, those are some really good athletes. And then we got some other good guys that are just as good. So it's going to be exciting because we're going to have a lot of kids that have played a lot of football and a lot of good competitors. So I think it should be a fun year for us.
Obviously, you've got to bring these guys together in a short amount of time, get them ready to play a really good Nebraska team. How do you go about that process, Trent? What do you really need to hone in on to get them ready for an all-star game like this, you think?
Um, yeah, that's a good question. The good thing is Nebraska has just as long as we do to get ready. So just probably trying to get them to bond a little bit and kind of get them to mesh kind of their styles of play a little bit. You're probably not going to teach them anything really new or really crazy that they don't know, but just try to find the combinations of kids that work well together and can go out there and perform on the field together and just get that unity as a team as much as you can in that short amount of time. I think is this what we need to do.
Obviously, both states have had some success in this rivalry. I believe it's 6-6 going into this year's series in Nebraska. Obviously, took it to Wyoming last year. I know that you guys would like to offer a little payback for what happened last year in Shadron. So, how do you kind of go about that? What do you kind of expect out of Nebraska this year?
Um, yeah, last year was a tough loss. We kind of felt when we saw them there, like, man, they got some big kids over here. I'm sure they'll have some big kids this year again. But I don't know exactly what to expect. I think I've watched their state championship game, and they look like they were pretty tough-nosed kids and like to really try to push guys around and stuff like that. So we'll just try to have to be ready for the physicality and how they want to try to maybe try to beat us into submission again. I don't know if that's what they'll want to do, but that's kind of what it looks like. But I think we got the athletes that we can handle them, and we can also maybe try to out athlete them a little bit this year. I think we got a lot of good kids on our team to go out there and try to, put as many good athletes as we can out there and make it tough on them this year.
Obviously, you mentioned dealing with the physicality. Anything else that kind of jumps out as a key in an all-star game like this?
Yeah, just also just kind of trying to stay focused that whole week. It's not like normal football. You're playing with different kids and you got different coaches that are trying to teach you different things, and just trying to keep your focus up good that week. And it's fun to be part of the all-star game, but it's a lot funner if you win. So try to keep that mentality that we're here to have fun, but we'd also like to come home with a trophy too. So
All right. Well, hey, Trent, thanks so much for the brief amount of time. Wish you and Team Wyoming best luck against Nebraska. Again, the game coming up on Friday, May 31st in Chadron. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock. And again, Trent, thanks so much for the time. Good luck against Nebraska.
Yeah, thank you, David.